It's quite conclusive that Illinois is unable to cope with the heavy debt burden which it faces. The government is scrambling to patch up the holes in the financials. This obviously can't happen, so some sort of bailout will occur. Pension funds may be looted, assets may be sold off, and the policy of taking from the middle class and giving it to the elite through corporate takeovers will persist for eternity. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Let's take a look at Illinois and then show you who's coming next. Looking at this right away, with Illinois, they are struggling to make a deal, and unfortunately, that didn't go through. So they had this idea that we're going to pass this $36 billion spending plan, and it looked like it was going to happen, but unfortunately, that just didn't. Now they're dropping their ratings to junk. They are in a very, very precarious position at this time because the government can't decide what it wants to do. Now, how exactly would the funding come about? Well, let's think back in history. Every single time a government needs to make money, what does it do? It goes to its citizens and increases taxation. This happens practically 100% of the time. If you're not aware, well, I assure you, just take a look at it and you'll find every time they intend on funding these schemes that they say are going to fix the problem with increased taxation. I don't know what's going to happen ultimately with Illinois, but in the long term, it's going to be destroyed. Sure, they can patch this up if they get some sort of debt deal to happen. Look at the debt ceiling, that fiasco that happens so often in the US. It's just another one of those, but every single time people are getting screwed over as a result. They just don't know because they don't really look into the details of the actual programs, policies that are put in place. It's just a matter of, okay, is everything fixed? Okay, thank you very much, government. You are so wonderful. Road construction and bridge repairs may come to a halt. At least one agency threatened to downgrade to junk, and it's in the worst situation right now. One of the issues you've probably heard is that the lotteries are even suspended. I mean, that's the level of debt. That's the level of uncertainty that's going on right now in Illinois. So if you're not from Illinois, then you're safe, right? Well, obviously. I mean, the government's there to protect you. And it's not your government that's the problem, it's their government that's the problem. Unfortunately, that's not the case. They're all doing the same thing. They all have the same policies that they put in place, and there's no way around it. They all act the same. They have the same masters to report to. Now, sure, one state may be doing better than others, that's for sure. There's no question about that. But they're all going to face the music someday. It's a set of dominoes, and they're all falling. You may be down the line in that row of dominoes, but they're coming for you. And you're asking the question, which I considered at the beginning, and that is, who's next? Well, none other than Connecticut. Connecticut could be the next domino to fall, or at least to be put into the same position as Illinois. But why Connecticut? I mean, they are doing so well. They have so many wealthy people that live there. So what is the reason? Well, let's get into this article quickly. Until it has a full budget, the state is not allowed to approve a new general obligation bonds except for cash flow needs. That's right. According to the new plan that they have, they are trying to force this to happen. His plan anticipates no near-term deterioration of these states' cash positions. However, without the ability to issue new debt and replenish funds for ongoing capital projects, the state could potentially need to borrow cash flow as the years progress. Look, it's always the same case. I'll read to you this 100 different articles, 100 different areas of the world, and it seems like it's all the same information. One of the points that is made here is that you have such wealthy people in Connecticut. Why in the world, and they pay taxes, definitely, lots of tax money coming in, why are they suffering? Well, because your tax dollars are not used to pay for things in the government a lot of the times. I mean, most of it. A lot of that is simply money squandered. It goes off to different corporations. It goes to line the pockets of this individual or that individual. It gets sent overseas, probably to, these different wealthy individuals, whether it's a monarchy or Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and who knows who else. Our tax dollars are simply not used properly. When you look at the statistics of poverty, you take some of these countries in Africa, for example. You look at their population, you look at how much debt somehow that they are in, and you look at the figures for how much money, foreign aid, let's say, how much is being sent to these countries. And there is a massive amount of mismanagement. I would use that word lightly, but we can see that the numbers are off. And it's very clear, because if you wanted to end hunger within these particular countries, it wouldn't take a fraction of the amount of money that's going there, spending on them, and then ultimately probably given to some multinational corporation. That's the way our governments work. They take our money and they use it against us. They use it against others. It's terrible. It's really terrible. Connecticut could be the next one down the line. It doesn't matter how much taxes this state brings in. It simply doesn't matter. Then you talk about Puerto Rico. Their historic buildings are falling apart as the debt crisis and enduring economic recession have slashed public and private funding for maintenance, repairs, and restoration. Tourists are increasingly banned from visiting once popular sites, now in dangerous disrepair. What's happening? I thought everything was okay in Puerto Rico now. I thought the government was willing to bail it out. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You'll never be able to get out of debt. It's a simple matter of fact. If you are part of any government structure at any level, they will remain in debt. They will continue to be in debt, and the situation will only get worse. You as an individual, you can get out of debt. It's possible. Don't worry about that. I talk about it in my books. You will not have to suffer the same consequences as the state in general. However, they're putting that on our backs. That's why we need to get out of it quickly, because it's ready to snap. Then you have this situation here. One of the big issues are pension funds. I have a lot of people contacting me that they're worried about their pension funds, and for good reason. I just want to take a look at this very quickly. For a second time in a week, Canadian pension funds have demonstrated that their debt offerings are more than welcome anywhere, even in markets where they haven't been before. So this is an initial debt offering. They raised $400 million. The target was reached right away. No problem. People will want to buy up debt. You got to think about how ridiculous this concept is. They have this thing called debt. It's fictional. It's created by the central banks. It is a scheme to permanently introduce poverty to the world, and yet you can take that if you are some sort of corporation, multi-billion-dollar corporation. You could take this fictional thing, create something called a debt instrument, and sell it off to people and produce money. That's just absurd to even think about, but The worst part of all that, sure, if you want to make money off of that snake oil, that's fine. But when that debt, which doesn't even exist, can collapse a nation, can collapse you and I, that I've got a problem with. And that's basically the underlying issue of the money GPS. That's what I talk about. How all of these criminal central bankers and everyone below is all complicit in this strategy to destroy you and I. That's what this is about. All right, then we go to look at different countries. Look at Portugal as just one example, okay? 126% debt to GDP ratio for Portugal. They got a bailout. They were helped. Yet they're still in debt. You told me this would be fixed. You told me that unemployment would decline. Well, I'm looking at 126% debt to GDP ratio. Portugal is not doing well in this case. Sure, you can go to Lisbon, you can walk around, you can see beautiful buildings, you could see people at the markets, people shopping, luxury brands, everything else. That's fine. You'll see that. But the poverty, I assure you, is not something to think lightly of. And that's really what I wanted to connect to in my previous point of how strange the concept of debt is and how it ruins nations. Intentionally, of course. All right, now, the pension funds. Look at this. I want to talk about this topic of the daisy chain of financial engineering. All right? This is the way it works. A lot of people don't know this. I needed to bring this out. This is key. So if you stayed this far, you're getting the good information. Pension funds have to make 7.5%. So they are putting their money in these levered credit funds that mimic LTCM or long-term capital management in the 90s. If you know about that, you know the disaster that was. Those funds in turn buy enormous amounts of corporate bonds from companies, which puts cash onto the company balance sheets, and they use it to jack their stock up either through buybacks or mergers and acquisitions. That's the way this is done. So, you have a problem simultaneously. You have stocks continuously rising, right? We know that. We know that central banks have been pushing up the price, and we know that stock buybacks have also pushed up the price. But at the same time, you're entering into a state where the pension funds are being looted in order to do this. And it's okay. It's fine. Nobody's raising any alarm bells. Nobody's having an issue because everybody's making money. And then when we have our next crash, whenever it is that comes, despite what Janet Yellen says, despite the fact that she thinks you're an idiot, whenever that happens, 5 years, 10 years, whenever, all of this will be exposed. If you expose it now, it's sort of seen as being fear-mongering and all this stuff. But if you expose it just after the crash happens and you say, look at all these faults, we knew about all of this, well, then it's okay. And then you can point the finger. Sure. And, you know, it's said that it's just a daisy chain of financial engineering is probably going to intensify in the coming years, which I definitely agree with. And it goes on to talk about basically the issue that pension funds have in the future because of this crisis that will ultimately put their assets, let's call them, I don't agree with that, but their assets in danger. They're going to be gone. People with pension funds, unfortunately, I fear that most people will not have them at a certain point. That's just the way I'm seeing it. That's me speaking from the heart. If you found this video informative, please give me a thumbs up. Giving me a thumbs up pushes these videos higher up into the YouTube search rankings, so I do appreciate that. If you want to look through my books, then definitely you can do that at Amazon. They have a look inside feature. You can actually flip through the pages of the books. The first book is about the 4 asset classes and how to profit from them. And my new book, Global Economic Collapse, is talking about the money GPS strategy, and that is your tax incentives, you're reducing your monthly expenses, and so on. So you can definitely check those out at Amazon if you want the audiobook. If you're not into reading as much and you prefer the audiobook instead, that's at themoneygps.com. You can.
All right, Shalom. I have to play this video just to let y'all know what's going on here in America, and how the economic collapse finna come to pass according to prophecy. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to give praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. I'd like to say double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, and salutation to the Akim, the brothers that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity, and the Aquif, the sisters that's listening and taking notes. All right. Yeah, man, this say Illinois will collapse. Guess who is next? Well, basically, you know, when Illinois collapsed, all these different states gonna collapse behind it. And they said Connecticut gonna collapse with it. So basically this whole society, saying, no matter where you live and where you at in America, it's gonna collapse, man. Because according to prophecy, the Lord said, thy pump has your pump has, I'm gonna read it too. It's in matter of fact, I got it, but I'm gonna get to that. You know what I'm saying? So basically the pump of Esau is gonna fail him, man. All right. So when this collapse come, basically most of the people that don't know what's going on, don't have no idea what's going on, it's gonna be affected by it. All right. Especially our people, they're gonna be very affected by it. And these Edomites, they know something. Majority of these Edomites, they know what's finna happen. They know what's going on. All right. So I'm finna go and get to the scriptures real quick. I'm gonna go to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. It say, shall not all these take up a parable against them, and a taunting proverb against them, and say, woe to him that increaseth that is which is not his. Right. So Esau increases a lot of wealth, that is not his, man. That he stole off the backs of slaves, our people in America. Okay. He say, how long? He say, and to him that leadeth himself with thick clay. And that thick clay goes back to the credit debt, the credit rate, AAA credit rate. Said now it's down to double A credit rate. So if it get down to one credit, and to no credit, that's when all society gonna break down. That's when the economics gonna really truly collapse, and there's gonna be a lot of riots and wars going on in America, man. Okay. I'm gonna make this lesson quick. I'm not gonna be too long on it, really. I'm gonna go to Nahum in chapter 3. Salakia. Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. It say, woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery. Right. America is full of lies and robbery, man. The philosophies, the kidnapping of our people, bringing them to slavery. Taking resources from different parts of the world, man. All right. The bloody city is America, man. Woe to the bloody city. Woe means destruction. Slakia. Mean destruction, man, to this bloody city, man. Woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery. Right. America's based on lies and robbery, man. America been lying for so long, man. It ain't even funny, man. And prey departeth, the noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling in the wheels And the prancing horses and the jumping chariots, right? They call these different cities, these noisy different city, different traffics, you know, um, city traffic, Dan Ryan traffic, highways, you know, all these noises. Got the sirens jumping off, police sirens, ambulance sirens, fire truck sirens. You know what I'm saying? You got trains, you know, city transit trains going back and forth every hour. That's the noise of a whip, the noise of the rattling wheels. Okay? And of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots, man. That's the noise of America, man. Because America basically is a noisy place, man. All right. Let's say the horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there's a multitude of slain and great number of carcasses. That's talking about the thermonuclear fire that's gonna be shot on America real soon, after the economic collapse, after everything go down to shit, man. And there is none in of their corpse. They stumble upon their corpse. So the glittering spear talking about the thermonuclear fire, man. All right. And a multitude of the slain, man. It's gonna be martial law. It's gonna be race wars. It's gonna be a Great Depression, a greater depression. All right. And there is no end. There ain't no end. The Lord is gonna declare it, man. He's gonna bring it out. He's gonna put the spirit on Jake to go crazy on these other nations, and he's gonna put the spirit on these other nations, man. To go against each other, go against Jake going against. It's gonna be messed up, man. Because of the multitude of whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, and that well-favored harlot is America, man. All the resources, all the different types of sanctions that they be putting on different countries, all right, on Russia and so forth. And say the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and family through her witchcraft. So witchcraft is the main. It's a hub in America, man. You know what I'm saying? The witchcraft basically, that's the main. That's like one of the head hubs in America, man. Witchcraft really started in America, really, and then you got Britain, join up to it. You got basically like the Europeans, like one of the top witches. You know what I'm saying? Up in Europe, mainly the top riches in Europe, and then you got America is with that same spirit, okay? Right, that sell of nations through all whoredoms, man. You got slavery, you got sex trafficking, okay? You got prostitution, you got all kinds of stuff going on, man. Say, behold, I am against thee, saith the Most High. How about Shem Shy of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts, right, upon thy face, right, your fucking shame, man. Excuse my language, but yeah, he gonna discover the shame of this place, man. And I will shew the nations thy nakedness, right? He gonna show the nations their nakedness. These other nations, man, getting tired of America. So basically, the Lord gonna show their nakedness, all the wickedness that they did, man. Right? All the wickedness that Esau then declare all over the world, man. All the wickedness. He's showing basically he's gonna uncover all the hidden agendas of Esau, and the kingdom's thy shame, and they're talking about America, and the Lord's showing it right now through social media, all right, through the news. You know what I'm saying? Through live leak, okay. He's showing it all through the internet, all right. I'm gonna go to Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 11. It say, how ye inhabitants of Mektesh, and Mektesh talking about the stock markets, all right, for all the merchants people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. So that goes back to the video I just showed, man, about the Illinois collapse, and all the money and all the fiat currency is gonna get cut off, man. So what y'all gonna do when the collapse hit America real hard? Okay. And Mektesh talking about the stock markets. Stock markets has changed. Okay. So if the stock markets collapse, everything gonna collapse. It ain't gonna be no more jobs, and ain't gonna be no more businesses. And that's the reason why they finna push that chip out. So without that chip, you can't survive, you know. But if you're a true man of the Lord, and Yahweh Shem Shai dealing with you, you ain't gonna take that chip. You're gonna have faith. That's when faith gonna get tested at the end times, man. Okay. I'm gonna jump down to 18. It say, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in that day. In that day, time about the day of collapse. That's why Esau depend on their money. Their money is their God, man. Of the Most High's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by fire. And that's talking about nuclear fire, thermonuclear missiles, ICBM missiles. Of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So the Lord gonna speed this up, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why the days is going fast. All right. I'm gonna go to James. I'm gonna go to James chapter 5. Salakia. One more time. Go to James chapter 5. If I passed it, there you go. Verse 1. It say, go to now, ye rich men, and weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Let's look at the word miseries. Goes back to the Greek word taiporia. Taiporia means hardship, trouble, calamity, misery. So I'm gonna read it again. It say, go now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your calamity that shall come upon you. That collapse, man. Your riches are corrupt, right? Because your money is no good, man. Your money's no good. Wherever you go, all over the world. That's why China reject your. That's why China, all right, rejected the U.S. dollar. All right, that's why it's corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered. Let's look up the word cankered. Goes back to the in Greek, he said katiu. Rust, cover with rust. It's cankered, man. It ain't no good, man. Your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. Shall eat your flesh, and it will fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. So basically, Esau, man, he's gonna gather all his treasures, man, so called, you know, to save him in these last days. Which the Lord, the Lord is the Savior, man. But he's not going to save Esau, because Esau is the devil himself. He's going to save the elect. You know what I'm saying? But the scriptures say, money is the defense. All right. So, only way to use money for defense is pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? Buy food, buy clothes on your back. You know what I'm saying? Or if you have like extra money left, you have a little fun with it. All right. It says, shall be witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as if with fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Okay. So yeah, man. Yeah, Esau, man, he's heaping treasures, man, for the last days, man. And these last days is now. I'm gonna go to Isaiah 14 and 11. And say, thy pomp is brought down to the grave. And what do pomp mean, man? It means your dignity and your importance. You know, the pomp of Esau's dignity and importance is brought down to the grave, to hell, period. And the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. All right. So basically, man, the worms spread under thee, which means the infrastructure is collapsing too, because they don't have enough money, you know what I'm saying, enough resources to, you know what I'm saying, to patch it all together, man. That's why they tearing up the streets, trying to, you know, fix America up, man. Ain't no fixing America up no more, man. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? Because they using all these resources and all these taxpayers' money to fix the streets and fix the bridges and stuff, man. The worm is spread under thee, which is the streets, man. The cracking of the streets. You know what I'm saying? Fixing the infrastructure of the streets. You know, what you call that? Putting extra cement down and stuff like that, breaking up the streets and paving them real good. That's all that stuff is breaking up, man. And the worms cover thee. That's talking about the bridges. You know what I'm saying? The collapse of the bridges. You see chunks of bridges falling, you know, and then you get, like, you got the buildings, you know, it's collapsing too. You got thick bricks falling off buildings and stuff, man. Actually hitting people in the head, killing them and stuff. All right. America's going down, man, because ain't no reviving America. Ain't no making America great again. You know what I'm saying? It's not. So they pump is broke down. They magnificence broke down. Okay. Ain't nothing splendid about America anymore, man. Ain't nothing splendid about it. You know, their possession is broke down. All that, man. Everything is going total waste and it's going to total disaster, man. Okay. This is the last scripture and I'm gonna close on out. This is what Yahushua said. Luke 6:24. It say, but woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your constellation. And your constellation is what? Goes back to the Greek word paraklesis, calling near summons, importation, supplication. All right. Your exhortation, your admonition, your encouragement. No. All that's, you gonna receive your constellation, man. All right. Hold on for a second. Okay. Constellation. Let's look up the word constellation real quick. Let's see if I got the right definition real quick. Okay, I got the right definition. Yeah, you're gonna receive your constellation, man. Your a calling near, okay, especially for help. Importation, supplication, entreaty. All right. They say you're gonna receive your constellation. You say, woe unto you that are rich, for you have received your constellation, right? Because receive your help, man. You're try to receive revivement. Woe unto you that are full. All right, that's Esau. He's full, man. He's gonna be destroyed for that. For full off the backs of slaves, man, backs of our people, the blacks, lands, and Native Americans. For ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. So when that economic collapse, man, everybody gonna mourn and weep. Our people gonna mourn and weep too, because they taking part of Esau's philosophy, his societies, you know, his religions and stuff like that, man. They're gonna mourn like right around with Esau, man. All right. So I hope y'all edified, man. And if not, man, let me know. Then I'll go over them again, man. And hopefully, in the spirit, Yahweh Shema Shai, y'all was edified. And I like to give praise and glory, honor to Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom.